I was stressed out.
Right, hello guys, welcome back to another Train Simulator Classic video. Today we are in 165132 at Bristol Temple Meads. We are going to be working service, so if I unpause it, pause it again. We're going to be working service 2 Charlie 36, what is the 2306 service from Bristol Temple Meads to Westbury, calling at Keynsham, Oldfield Park, Bathfar, Freshford, Avencliff, Bradford-on-Avon, Trowbridge and Westbury, due into Westbury at 23:57. So this service is just under an hour long and it's an all-stopper service from Bristol Temple Meads, operated by Great Western Railway. This, as always, is a custom created scenario that I have made myself for this. This time there is AI trains, because I have spent a good part of about an hour and a half setting this up. This is all the train numbers, destinations and where they are based off of the timetable of a real-time trains data feed from today, as of the day I am recording this, what is the 12th of June. It's actually about 20 minutes after the train left Bristol in real life, but yeah. Let's unpause game. Wrong button. Let's unpause game. Hop into the cab. Enable the HUD. Right, and let's get started. Let's make sure they're on. Then let's release the doors. Guard mode activated because these trains operate with a guard in real life. We want night headlights. There we are. And then let's input our destination code, what I will grab up quickly out of Google Drive. So we are Westbury. So it's number 76. Let's turn the cab light on. So press clear and it is 7. Oh no. Clear that. It's 076. Enter. There we are, blind set up for Westbury. We can now turn the cab light back off and register. Well, I'll keep it on actually, we've got to register on the GSMR. So we are 2 Charlie 36. Our signal number is Bristol 53, so on here it'll be 053. Enter. And wait for it to do its thing. There we are, 2 Charlie 36. Now we can turn the cab light off. Take the DRA off as that's not needed. And we'll put that into that. And we will turn the train lighting on. I should have done that first really. There we are. This unit is lovely. It's the Alan Thompson Sim 165166 back. It's only the Western region ones that are provided. That should say Westbury. Okay. Okay, now it says Westbury. Right. This unit is being not very nice to me. Quite an easy area. Okay, right, we'll put West Ealing's key in and it should say Westbury. Unless that's just stuck on West Ealing. Right. Better start departing. Right, West Ealing on here. This again will be under W's. That's 75. So let me clear that and put in 075. See what that does. That'll give me West Ealing. What, it says West Ealing on there? Right. Right, we'll just put Great Western Railway up then. 085. Okay, we have now fully left Temple Meads, so I need to cab light. 085. Great Western Railway. Right, we'll have to go with that. There we are, that works. So it says, hey, just says Great Western Railway, we'll have to go with it. So I can't find the Westbury line. We'll have to go with it. So our next stop is Keynsham at 23:12. If you haven't noticed, there's no AI trains in the Bristol Temple Meads area, because the only train that leaves Bristol Temple Meads whilst we were sat there setting everything up is one off the back end going towards exit, and obviously with setting up the train we just won't see it, so I haven't bothered including it. There are stable trains in the platform. I haven't included them because it'll be a case of getting rid of them off the map so they don't take up unnecessary memory, of which I don't want to do because this game's a memory hog as it is. Right. I say this unit. It works as a train. If you haven't noticed, I've managed to get the Armstrong Powerhouse Sky and Weather Pack working, hence why the skies actually look relatively nice. And you can see where the sun's not long set. As in real life, it wouldn't have not long set by this time of year because it's the middle of the summer and the weather's warming up again. So I've done the weather as realistic as possible to what it has been today in the area. So, in terms of the service, 165, I've been on that in real life. I've also been on this route in real life, not this service, but I've been on this route between Bristol and Westbury. Don't think I ended up changing at Westbury. I got a bus from Westbury to Bath, I remember when I did it. Because that's back when they used to run Volvo Clips 2s on the D1, D2 and D1X routes. Well, sadly they don't anymore. At some point we should pass an AI train, I just don't know when that is. Again, looking road train, this line is very quiet this time of night between Bath and Bristol. It's only once we get past Bath that we start seeing some trains really. If I think after Bath we passed 2 and we passed 2 before, one being at Bath itself. Obviously this unit has a top speed of 90 miles an hour, so that's good. And I thought, why not? Let's do a night video for once. I did try recording a video yesterday on the Westbury lines, but for some reason OBS didn't want to pick up the game. It picked up the mouse movements, it just didn't pick up the game itself, unfortunately, so that was a failure. But I've managed to get it to work now, and I'm hoping it worked. If you see this video, it's worked. Easy as that. Right, we are quite quickly coming up to Keynsham. Idle off. And I have got the AP Truck Enhancement Pack and the Youth Guard both working on Just Trains' South West Expressways. What wasn't the easiest thing to do, to be honest. I'll start slowing down now for Keynsham, so I'm about a mile out. But this is, so the service as well, it's the second to last service from Bristol Temple Meads to Westbury. There is one last one about 40 minutes behind that extends onwards to Frome, and that is the last service down the Trowbridge line. But we are the second to last service and we only go as far as Westbury. We're only a 2-car train. Right, we'll break in for Keynsham. least about 25 miles an hour by the time we get to the platform. We're due in at 23:12 and it is just about to become 23:12, so not too bad, we're roughly on time. It won't surprise me a few seconds late from faffing about with that destination blind. Back at Temple Meads. I want to aim to stop roughly at the end of the towards the end of the platform, unless there's a stop marker saying otherwise. I'll try and bring it to a nice, smooth, controlled stop. I didn't break off again, as we're going to stop way too short. It's an S-car marker, so we'll stop at the S-car marker. So at this point, because of my faffing about trying to find the stop marker, we're running about a minute late, but that's fine. So due out of bit 13. And here we are at Kingshaw. I'm going to do quick. Pause. Level up a nice shot of the train. I just get a couple of screenshots. There's Kingshaw, quite a small station. We're pretty much got perfect as market as well. One for small stations. There's a few small-ish stations. Right, departure. Won't do the horn because it's the time of night. We'll do an external view departure. So about 5 miles an hour, then into full power. These things are quite slow, accelerating off the mark. There we are. They are quicker at higher speeds, I've noticed, but at low speeds they are quite slow at accelerating. I'm going to slightly move my mic. There we are. Next stop in 5 miles is Oldfield Park. Again, we're probably going to be about a minute late. That's fine. What's the real life service running at the minute? Let's see. Can I find it? Except the DST. There. Bristol Temple Meads, Westbury. It in itself, well, because of time, it is now around on time at just coming into Trowbridge now, but it did leave Temple Meads a minute late, so yes. Might actually get 90 miles an hour out of this thing this time before we have to slow down for Oldfield Park. I'll just save it again quick. Accept the DSD. Crack crack open my can of Monster. Jesus, I know this mic picks up a lot more now. Picks up a lot more than using my phone or the mic on the headset. The one's back if it picked up a lot. Made 80 miles an hour. We are just about going to make 90 miles an hour. There's another train. Four brakes. Misjudged that slightly. I was aiming for a bit more of a smoother braking curve than that. Being honest. However, it is helping us go back time. Oh, hold on. I've just thought. I should be using my horn at Westbury still, because it's not midnight. It's on the railway, it's after midnight, but you can't use the horn. Unless in an emergency. Into Oldfield Park. I want to stop roughly before the end of the platform. About here, about level with this lamppost, I reckon. There we are. Let the guard do their thing. We'll have a look. Yeah, running roughly about a minute late. At this point, not too bad though. Next stop in, well, in about a mile is Bath Spa. Or Bath Spa, whatever you want to call it. Because Oldfield Park is in Bath, so we're in Bath already. We've already done Bristol to Bath, just got to call it Bath Spa. And then we are on to the line down via Bradford on Avon and Trowbridge. Let's add more power. Some more beans. Now this is where we're going to claw back the time to hopefully leave on time, because we have a 2-minute stop at Bath Spa. So hopefully, because we're running about a minute late, we'll cut that down, so we then leave on time. But we shall see, we shall see. I'm not going to push the unit too fast, because in 0.4 of a mile we have a 40 limit, but I'll get up to around 45, maybe even 50. Nope, I'm not going to take it any more than 45. If I was being sensible there, probably what a real driver would do is only accelerate to 40. We should probably actually be slowing down actually for the platform now as well. Beautiful place is Bath. Bath bus station is just there where my mouse is in real life. Been there many a times. Is Bath bus? Yeah, in real life that's Bath bus station. Ah, there's an IET there. That would have started in Chippenham, I think is where I set that to start, so it's come down to here. That leaves at 23, so that will leave just as we're stopping. Now we don't want to push it too far down this platform. We're only a 2-coach train, and I don't think there's actually a 2-car marker. No, there isn't. So we shall stop at the first possible convenience, which is here. Let the guard get on with his job. And Bath Spa. Stop number 3. 3 down. Yeah, there goes the IET. We'll see. Bristol Temple Meads terminating. So that'll be non-stop to Temple Meads, so we've got one more stop to go. That would have come from London Paddington in real life. Right, let's get in the cab. And an on-time departure. Get up to about 5 to 10 miles an hour and then put in full power. Got 7 miles to the next stop. There we are. Shall we have another external shot? There we go. Turbos, they are brilliant trains. Luckily, there is not really any sign of replacements yet, or anything to replace them, which is good. I'm happy about that. So yeah, brilliant bits of rolling stock. Go through all these little tunnels on the way out of Bath. There we are. The little seating area on park there with benches, so you can sit more strength. I'll make sure I don't end up breaking any speed limits now. braking through it. Going down to about 60. That seems appropriate enough. Set the AWS for the single yellow. Right, to be cautious, my signal is at danger. Cleared up to a green. So I think it's briefly single line or something turning off, or the other train was on my line. So for that reason I had a red, but it's now cleared to a green. But yes, that train there, that was a empty stop move from Weymouth to St Philip Marsh Depot in Bristol. Was. Let's not end up speeding. Let's be cautious of the speed. But we are now on the line that goes down through Freshford. This is also the line that connects together the Great Western Main Line and the Berks and Hants route. So Berks and Hants obviously at Westbury, and then at Bath you have the Great Western Main Line, the original Great Western Main Line. And this line just connects the two together, and has quite a regular service because it normally has Cardiff to Portsmouth trains and Gloucester to Weymouth trains that use this line. I think Gloucester to Weymouth every hour and a half, I believe, and Cardiff to Portsmouth is every hour. Might be wrong now. Last Weymouth would have already happened, and last Portsmouth would have already happened by the time of this service. So right now up to 70 mile an hour speed limit. I didn't notice a whistle blow for that. If I noticed, I would have done the horn. I know for the next one. Because it is not midnight. It will not be midnight for the holiday trip. Make sure I don't break the speed limit. Notice that whistle board. Oh yeah, that. I've got a screenshot of a 150, an old 150-1 or 150-0 there. Right, idle off now. Fresh Freshford. Okay, this one didn't have a whistle board. Again, I'll probably rewatch this later and find a whistle board. Right, start braking now. Should only have to do the low time. Somehow we've managed to run late again. Don't know how. But then again, we're not over 10 minutes late, so we're technically not late. Well, in a theoretical sense we are, but in a practical railway compensation sense, we're not. I think it's on GWR, you get compensated for trains delayed by 15 minutes or more. You can get a certain amount of money from your ticket refunded. I think if it's more than 2 hours late, if you're more than 2 hours late arriving to your destination, you get a full refund. I mean, your journey was free. Hold on, this might have ended badly. I keep misjudging my braking. It'll probably be because 1, I haven't driven this line before, and 2, I haven't driven this 165 in a while. Right, Freshford. We're roughly on time. We're within the same minute. That'll do for me. Next stop's the one that's going to be interesting because the doors will only release in the front carriage if they release at all, because it's a short back. I don't know how they work that out in these units. I have a feeling the guard will only release one door in real life because these things have no selective door operation or selective door opening. In real life, if you release the doors, you're unlocking all of them. So I have a feeling the guard will go and open a panel, select a door as his local door, and just open that door. Is going to be my guess. However, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Avon-Cliff is, well, in its name, Halt. I have a feeling during the main day service it's a request stop. But this one just calls it in. And I don't know, it's been quite a while since I've done this line. The platforms might even have been extended since this route was set. So even though I'm using GWR trains and all that, this route is actually set from the early 2000s. Early 2000s, early 2010s, because before Reading was rebuilt is when this is set. Only because I've chosen this route because 1, it performs better, and 2, I know this line is fully here, and I'm not sure if it's fully here in others. Or idle off. So I don't want to pick up too much speed because if I come in too fast, I'm overshooting. And I know that for a fact. This video will probably be about the same length as the Westbury line video I tried filming. But this one's more higher speed. You can see more because it isn't a class 37. But we need more brakes. Less brakes. More brakes. Yeah, lock in. Less brakes. No brakes. More brakes. Less brakes. More brakes. A lot more brakes. See what I mean by how short the platform is? for rear carriage then. A bit further forwards. It's registering the stop, but it's just not releasing any doors. Okay, I can deal with that. Don't think I'll do anything. As long as it registers the stop, if it doesn't register the stop, I will fail the scenario. I've been marked down on that one for being too late. There will be a scenario incomplete. On my shoulder. So I'm running about 2 minutes late now, thanks for that. Next up is Bradford on Avon, followed by Trowbridge and Westbury. I have a feeling this is where the line... Yeah, we're in a bit of a line that starts getting... We've done Freshford, yes. We've done the bit of the line that's the most windy. Brakes. That makes it even more like I accidentally press S instead of D and I move for reverser just slightly, but just enough to trigger a TPWS brake demand. Wait for that to cancel itself off. Now let's try moving again. There we are. I've managed to trigger a TPWS. Because moving the reverser triggers it. Applies emergency brakes. And then you can't reset it until you come to a stop and about 20 seconds has passed. Right, progress. Now, another thing I think about doing, but I don't know if I will, is doing some more Roadblocks, British Railways and SCR videos. The only thing is I do prefer at the minute playing Train Sim Classic. just because it's got a lot more playability with it. Okay, yeah, there's no real incentive, like there's no goals of like getting points or all that. It's just driving. But some of these routes in Trains in Classic do look pretty close to reality. Even more so in Trains in World, but I don't like Trains in World myself. I'm not a fan. What on earth is that? People standing with pushchair. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Like, okay. That works. Ooh. This might be a thumbnail opportunity here. Just with how nice this station looks. Might be our thumbnail. Didn't notice that either. That's quite common on this route. The older style station signage. How late are we now? Ooh, about 4 minutes late. Not good. Signals have changed to W, meaning our signalling control has changed from Bristol over to Westbury. To Westbury panel. Yeah, pretty much changed from Bristol panel to Westbury panel. I think Bristol still uses an old panel signal box. I don't know if it's been re-signalled recently, so it might not now. It might have been incorporated by now into Thames Valley. No, but back when this was done, it would probably still been its own signal box. Like, I know Westbury is still, and I know Exeter is. I know Exeter is because my local National Rail station is controlled from Exeter panel. So I know that the signals at the end of both platforms have E prefixes. That train we just passed, that was a Portsmouth Harbour to Bristol Temple Meads service. I'm pretty sure that train there, that is the last Bristol bound. Brakes into that 40 limit. So I'll try and do this without any speeding. If I run late, I run late. There we go, down to the 40. Such a low speed limit because there is a junction here. This is where we join the line down from Chippenham. via Melksham. Again, I've been on the Melksham line. Not by choice either. It wasn't by choice. It was by a diverted IET service between London and Plymouth. I was heading home, and there was sadly a fatality at Newbury, meaning we ended up being stuck at Reading for over an hour, not really being told anything, to then be told we'll be diverted via Melksham, to then end up at Westbury. So I think I ended up getting back to my local station. I think the train was about 2 hours late. I got a full refund, so I can't complain at that, but I'd rather it wasn't that late, because it means I missed my bus home. The thing is, you have my local national rail station, but for me, it's still an hour and a half bus journey to then get home, and I'd missed my bus connect. What was the last bus? I mean, I had to organise a lift in order to get home. Failing that, Great Western Railway would have had to have laid on a taxi, but it's whenever that happens, it's just easier for you to organise a lift yourself than for you to faff about with a help point to get them to send you a taxi out. And then depending on where they send the taxi out from, because they have their own firms they like using, it can be a nightmare, because I think anywhere around pretty much the area where my local national rail station is and any of that, the taxis will be sent out from Exeter, and that's a good hour's drive. It's like, so we didn't end up getting, I think the train was due into my local station at just gone 10 PM, and didn't get into pretty much midnight. Waiting for taxi, that could have been easily 1:30. And then by road it's still a good 45 minutes in a car. So I wouldn't have got home till like 2:30, nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not about that. I could just organised a lift to be there for when I got there. Right, Trowbridge. Arriving here about 4 minutes late. Well, bang on 4 minutes late now. And then next stop is Westbury. About 10 minutes driving. How many miles is that now? 4 miles. It's time to take 10 minutes. Okay. Wait for the car to buzz up. Station. Onward travel information. I like whenever you got the ones for Trowbridge. 2015. Southwest trains that puts it back, but even though they don't operate from Trowbridge. I don't think. They might. Yes. Yes, they do. So I think they used to run the Bristol to Portsmouth service, where nowadays Great Western Railway run it. We can go 70. I think. Right, that works out. I idled off at 60 briefly, just because when I briefly just searched up, the SP means sprinter, so 15X sprinters, but I did a bit more digging quickly, and 165 and 166s can also travel at them speeds. Because obviously in the time the route was set, these trains did not run down here, they were primarily in London. So that sign has probably just been updated to DMU now. That's probably added another couple minutes, another couple seconds onto the delay there. But only for this 40 minutes. The reason for the higher limit for sprinters in that example is the improved braking performance, meaning they can slow down quicker. Accelerate and slow down quicker. It's more the fact that they can actually reach the speed before having to slow down for the 40. Right, for 43. Because the uphill will shave the rest off. I'm going to save it here quick, because that's what I forgot to do in the Bristol Temple Meads video. The reason I like to save it just outside in case something messes up royally. Clear, straight into platform 2. That signal will now be a field box, without a doubt, nowadays. Bring the speed down more, and we are now approaching Westbury. What will be the end of our journey and the end of the video. Now, when does this end? 57. So we're probably only going to have a minute before the scenario ends, so I'll literally have to quickly... So I'll do the outro as I pull in, as soon as I open the doors in the video before the scenario ends. Ideally. Or I'll pause the game once I've done a door release. So I'm not going to have long. But yes, this is Westbury. There are some floating assets here, I'm aware. I found them in Scenario Editor earlier. That will be due to my scenery density settings. That one, as opposed to missing assets. Just try and stop before the end of the canopy, if we can. Got a green, because this service would have a green, because it shunts into the sidings pretty much straight after. Full surface, into neutral. 8, F3, pause. Right, and there we have it. We have arrived at Westbury. About an hour probably is what the video is going to end up being. So, thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, goodbye.